Hey guys, welcome back to another episode from What the Flock. We're going to have a little talk about our axolotls. Seems like when we do make posts, we get a lot of love and then some people saying that we don't know what we're doing. So I kind of want to discuss that a little bit. So we have Axel and Rose, but it's not the way you think. Axel's actually the white one who looks rose colored because that's the boy. This is Rose. She's the female. As you can tell, she likes to eat. She is quite large. She's angled in the tank. She is about the size of my hand, and he's actually quite smaller. One of the things we're going to talk about is actually the substrate down here. I've had people say that you should have a bare bottom. You shouldn't have sand. This sand will actually turn into a powder, and it won't break down and it won't clog. That's what a lot of people's concerns are, is they think that I'm going to clog their digestive tract with this substrate. That is not what happens. You should see some of our videos. You see them spit it back out, and it comes out and is a fine powder dust that is more cleaning on my end, but it's safer for them, and it's they like to run, they like to play. Just having a bare bottom, no substrate tank is boring for them. They need that, what's that word? Our ferrets need it all the time. But they need that ability to go play. Now, we've also got questions about why we have other fish mates and other fish in here. These are minnows, and these minnows are literally their food. We select minnows primarily because they have soft bones. So when they are ate, they won't cut the inside of the axolotl, they won't clog digestive tracts, and they don't cause problems. So that is specifically why we use them. They also get pellets and worms and other stuff. Now, let's talk about some of our plants that we got coming up here. So this is a Baltic blue pothos, and it is just rooted directly into the water. There is no substrate, no fertilizer. Axolotls are highly sensitive to fertilizers, so we can't do that. But axolotls are very dirty, messy animals to take care of. They poop a bunch, they pee a bunch, as well as this giant goldfish in here. He poops and pees a bunch, so they produce a bunch of waste. Now, these plants, they like the nitrates and the nitrates and nitrites. This is what they grow off of. When you're putting all these fertilizers and putting all this stuff into your soils, this is essentially what these plants are feeding off of. So our fish are producing the fertilizer that these plants are going to grow off of. Recently I did a water change, and I had some imbalances, primarily because I did readjust the tank and did a kind of a deep clean, and it threw some of my balances off. So we put these pothos plants in, and this is going to balance a lot of our levels and everything back out. But we decided to do something interesting I saw on YouTube, so hopefully you guys can come along and we'll do updates on this. I have a potato in here, just with a little skewer shoved through it, and if you look underneath, he's already starting to root and sprout, and we're going to see what he does. What should we name potato here, Robin?
Spud McKenzie.
Spud? Alright. Mr. McKenzie. So that's going to be a little experiment. I've seen some videos on YouTube of people doing sweet potatoes and stuff. I already had this potato sitting in the counter, so I said, let's give it a whirl and see what happens. That's a lot of our update. One thing I do want to touch on also is my filter system I have. We have a Fluval 307.
Sorry about that camera work, guys.
So that is plenty sufficient for our tank. And that was another thing. People were saying we didn't have enough room for these axolotls. Axolotls need approximately 10 gallons per axolotl. We have two, and they're sitting in a 55-gallon long tank, meaning it's longer than tall, okay? So they have plenty of space to run and frolic. Most of the time they're lazy though, they don't do much. They like to hide, and they really don't like the light. I got the light on now because the plant's trying to motivate them to keep growing. But I think that's really about it for some of the updates and some of the questions and concerns people have had about our axolotls. When we did get them, we got them from a breeder. We didn't get them from a pet store. And they were really small.
Actually, we got them from a rescue.
That's right. We got them from a rescue.
The Rainforest Animal Rescue.
Yes. And they were way smaller than what they are now. They're healthy. Their gills haven't shrunk. In fact, they've grown. And they're loving life. They're living in a Tupperware container with nothing in there but little food pellets.
Well, that was temporary, but yeah.
Yeah. So they're living their best life compared to what they were going to be provided. I appreciate you guys coming out and watching. Stay tuned. Robin's going to have a gardening update coming soon. And see you guys next time.